Thank you for tuning in to the Light of Conscience, where the knowing that exists where thoughts do not lights the way. Subscribe to stay inspired. The best compliment you can give us is to share this with a friend. You can also leave a rating, write a review to help others find us. The more the merrier in the light of conscience. Love itself is molding us into what we be. Why wait for tomorrow when right now we can be free? So break down your defenses and throw away your shield and give yourself this moment to believe in what you feel. Welcome to Broke Ass to Badass. I'm just kidding. It's not. It's the Light of Conscience podcast. However, I am here with the founders of the Broke Ass to Badass podcast, the Broke Ass to Badass business coaching program, and the Tribe by Broke Ass to Badass. Their company name is BLE Digital, and they do work with heart-led entrepreneurs to get their businesses off the ground and running very quickly. I cannot wait for you to meet these two if you haven't already. They have the biggest hearts. They truly lead their lives so that others can live the way they truly want to live. And that is building businesses that allow us to live the lives that we dream of, which is be sustained and sustain this beautiful earth that we live on. Heart-led entrepreneurs, perk up your ears, turn the volume up, get ready to laugh, get ready to be blown away. You are going to love Kimi Morton and Pua Pakele and Cabot. Here they are, enjoy. Welcome to the Light of Conscience podcast, Kimi and Pua. Oh, I can't hear you.
Is that it? Was that it?
What?
Were you just starting just now?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to start. This is how I do things.
Okay. All right.
This is a conversation between you and me. There's no formula. This is your wayshowers, and I want to talk to you.
Great.
So,
I like your headphones.
welcome.
Oh,
thank you. I got them at Best Buy, and they were on sale. Boom.
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Fancy pants?
Yeah. So, welcome to the podcast.
thank you, Elsie.
Wait, let me do that again. Welcome to the Light of Conscience podcast, Kimi and Pua.
Yay, thank you!
I'm so delighted to have you on the Light of Conscience podcast because you are wayshowers. So before I even dig into anything, I would love to have each of you share how you realized or when you realized that you're a wayshower, even if it's this moment because I just told you that you are.
Yes. Well, actually, so this is Kimi, and I definitely was not as familiar with that term until I met you. And I love it. And of course, getting to know you, we've become much more familiar with the concept of a wayshower. And I think of it as, sort of in that world of light worker and leader and just, somebody that is following their heart and operating from their soul. And so I'm not sure exactly if there was an exact moment that I really identified as a wayshower, but over the past decade, especially, I've really, and what Pua and I do and talk about often is the way that we have evolved over the years and really begun to trust following what feels right versus following what we think we should do. So it's that difference of, we just heard somebody talk about it as the difference of listening to the upstairs neighbors or the downstairs neighbors. So one of our Broadcast to Badass members, she referred it to, she talked about her lousy and loud upstairs neighbors. And so, yeah. So that was a really windy, weird answer to your beautiful question, but there you go.
So over the last decade, basically, it's kind of become clear to you just through your life.
Yeah, I would say clearer. Maybe I've really found the words and the trusting to know that that's what it is. Because I think for my whole life, there have been signs that maybe I operate in a little bit of a different way, as I think most entrepreneurs do, right? Like, there are those signs that have been there from the beginning, but I think I really came into being okay with it maybe in the past decade, especially.
Got it. Pua, before I have you answer, I thought of something. I think one of the first times I met Kimi, you told a story about being an entrepreneur and having an entrepreneurial mindset. And I think I said entrepreneurial wrong. Anyway, your story about how you were always, like, even as a kid, creating businesses, and that you would sell baked goods that you had bought and then you upsold them. Was that you? Oh, that wasn't you. Was that you, Pua?
No.
Damn it, I'll cut that out. Okay.
Like, that's awesome.
I wish. It's the opposite of my story.
I want to hear your story, Pua.
Well, I think like anybody who's a wayshower, you've known your whole life, but you are treated like an outcast. And your, what was it, 21 signs that you're a wayshower or something like that? 18 signs that you're a wayshower. Like every single one of them, it takes that, like, you sucked at school. Oh, that's because I'm a wayshower. What else did you say? Like, you didn't fit in with your peers, and you're a loser because you don't fit in as a kid. Like, that's what you think, and so you're down on yourself. You're depressed, right? And then, nope, you're just a wayshower. Like, it's the explanation that we've all been searching for our whole lives, and I think that's why. Like, we go to the Holistic Chamber of Commerce meetings and we all just feel so at home. And Kimi and I often refer to it as like, it's like a group meeting of misfits. And like, we finally found our people, and that's why we have so much fun together. And I think, yeah, like you give people that place to belong by saying, like, you're not weird, you're not abnormal, you're not, like, there's nothing wrong with you. You are a wayshower, you're a leader, you are a light in the world, and it's time to step into it instead of hiding from it. So thank you for bringing all of us out of the wayshower closet. We appreciate it.
Yay! I absolutely love how you read my 18 signs you're a wayshower, because I was actually super badass at school and like got straight A's all the time, but I thought it was stupid still. And like, you're totally not a loser if you don't fit in. But I love how you brought that to light, because that's how it feels. Me too. I felt like such a loser, even though that's totally ridiculous. You know, I love that. Thank you for sharing. The two of you have come together and created something, like, I can't even explain it in words, because it's too awesome to be able to even do that. So one thing that you wanted to talk about was what it means to be a badass. And I'm really curious to know what you guys, how you define badass.
Okay, well, yeah, we love the word badass. We say it all the time. And as you know, our podcast is Broadcast to Badass. Our program is Broadcast to Badass. And we use it a lot in our business copy and just in everyday life. Like, that's how we talk. And I will say part of the fun of having your own business is being able to just talk the way you want to talk in it. And both Pua and I worked for many years in like a billion other jobs, and definitely spent some time in the corporate space where we were very much told what was okay to say and what wasn't okay to say. And so it is really fun and joyous, and just like, it is just everything to us to be able to say the word ass like all day long and not have to run it by anybody. So that in itself is badass to us. And, as you know, our first incarnation of our business was called Best Life Ever couple years ago. And then we transitioned over to, now we're BLE Digital. And then our programs are Broadcast to Badass. But I bring that up because we love to have the products and the services and the businesses and the copy that we use in our business really be like in an intention for us, and to like an energetic intention. So for us, it's this constant reminder that, oh yeah, we are going to show up in our business and our life as badasses. And it becomes this internal check for us where we can say like, oh, like just like before, we could be like, are we living our best life ever right now? No. Okay. We need to shift and adjust. Are we helping people to live their best life ever? No. Okay. Shift, adjust. Same thing. Do we have broke ass thinking right now or badass thinking right now? And so for us, badass thinking means that you are willing to, learn from your challenges, right? We actually don't even have challenges. We just have learning opportunities. A badass, like if they get knocked down, they get back up. A badass it's not about being perfect or like, freaking Wonder Woman every single day, power stance 24 hours of the day. It's like, okay, if I get knocked down, I'm going to get back up because I know that I can. And I know that I have the ability to create anything that I want from where I am right now. Badassery to us is about lifting each other up. It's about like, we're in the era of the rise of the wayshowers, the rise of the badasses. So for us, having that be part of our business name and culture means that we wake up every day and we say, okay, how can I be even more badass than yesterday? Whatever that may mean to us and to our community.
If you can afford the licensing for it, which I know you can because you're badasses, but I have a suggestion. Because the Chumbawamba song came so clear into my head when you said that you get knocked down, but you get up again. And I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah. I gotta hear that song now.
Me too. I'm going to go look it up right after this. I want to sing it so bad, but if we sing it, well, I don't know if we sing it, I don't think they can take it down, right? It's only if we play it. So,
I mean,
I would love to hear your cover of the Chumbawamba song. Oh my God. That is what I need. Yeah. We'll be looking for that. That's the angel that I want in my living room.
Yes, this is on my list. I will learn it and I will put it out there on a Facebook Live or somewhere. So
perfect.
And then I'll tag you in it, of course.
Thank you.
And Pua, you too. Awesome. Do you have anything to add, Pua?
Nope, that covered it.
See, this is the best thing about the two of you. You're like, you know how you
share a brain.
Share a brain. Yes. It's like, when you've been married and you're not married, but when you've been
Thank you
married.
for clarifying that.
Yep. No problem. So they're business partners, not life partners, everybody. Although sometimes it gets confusing.
For us too.
Okay, that's enough. But you wanted to talk about inspired partnerships. And I'm wondering if you meant inspired partnerships like we're going to make this business together, or you're talking about inspired partnerships like I have this business, you have a business that's similar but different, and add, we can work together, collaborate. Which were you talking about, and which do you want to talk about? Because we can do anything we want because we're badass.
Both and both. Usually, okay, well that came from the question that we get asked in every podcast interview we ever do, which is how does this work? Like, how did you guys meet, and how does your business partnership work? And for some reason, people are really surprised that we are friends, that we decided to go into business together, that we don't fight, that, it's just like perplexing to people. And it's funny to us because it's so easy. And I think that that's really the lesson. Like when things are in alignment and when a decision is right and when it feels good, everything's pretty easy. And that's really what we found to be true in our relationship and our business partnership. And like both as friends and as business partners. But I don't know if anybody here has been following us at all, but we actually met as fitness trainers, which when I think about that now, I kind of giggle because it's so far from what we do now. And I've like really put that part of my life to bed. So I often forget that that's what we did. But when you think about what we did for the people that were coming through the gym, it was essentially the same thing that we do for entrepreneurs. We were giving people the tools and the permission to live the life that they desire and do things that they want on their terms. It's all we've ever done. And now we're just able to create a business and a framework around that. But it's really important to us that we're always aligned in everything that we do from a place of service, right? And it's so cool that we don't ever have to say like, so is this like, does this sound like it's a good decision for our business? I mean, we do ask each other that, but we're super aligned. Like our value system is very, very similar when it comes to our business, when it comes to our service and our clients and all of that. So for sure, if you are looking for a business partner, that alignment is really, really crucial. But don't kill yourself looking for them, because when you meet the right person, you'll know. So yeah, and I mean, we have a lot of systems and practices and rituals in place to make sure that our partnership is strong and that we have great communication channels. Yeah, I don't know. I went off on a little tangent.
This podcast is all about tangents.
Yay! Is it called the Tangent Podcast? Because that'd be kind of cool.
It's a good name.
No, but I think that I'm going to cut that out so nobody takes that idea and do it.
I feel like that would be a perfect podcast for all three of us. Kimi's she stays on track. I don't at all, ever.
That's why you're business partners.
Exactly.
I'd love to add to that too, because I think people are, they are always interested in how we make our business partnership work. And then what we found is that the tools and the tips and the strategies that we use to keep our business partnership running smoothly are so applicable to any relationship that you have, whether that be a romantic relationship, a friendship, of your family relationships, your clients. And it's really simple. We first of all, we care about each other deeply, which is obvious, but we really operate from that place of kindness and compassion, right? And that comes first for us. And so we are so tuned in, because we communicate so well about what is important to each other, and sure, we have shared values as a company, just like any organization or any family would have shared values, but then we also have our individual values and what's important to each of us. And because we're so aware of that, then we can speak to each other in terms of the other person's values. We can honor and respect when the other person is spending time doing what brings them joy, what lights them up. And it's really difficult to have a strong, healthy, successful relationship when you don't have that awareness of what lights the other person up, and that ability to respect and honor that. So that's really important to us. And I would say, like, that's a great place to start for any relationship. Like, just ask the other person, like, what excites you? How do you like to spend your time? And because we help people so much with creating the time and energy for whatever lights them up, this is obviously something that's embedded in our business culture, but might take a little bit more effort for other people to weave into their business or relationship culture. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that we do that I'm so proud of, and we've talked about this and done this since day one, that is that we don't move forward on anything unless it's a hell yeah for both of us. And that, like, many people would think that would actually like stall things, right? Like, you're like, oh God, like, I'm waiting for this person. Like, how many times in a relationship where we're so ready to go, but the other person is just not there. And so we either like drag them along, or we feel resistant or upset or whatever it may be. Well, Pua and I have always really believed in, like, it's not a hell yes for both of us. It's not a hell yes for one of us, right? So it's like, we wait, we talk it out. When it feels good to both of us, then we have that magical click and we're like, yes, run and go. And what that's ended up doing, and the reverse is true too, right? So like, if something feels sticky or off, or like, oh, like it's just not quite right, it's like, okay, what can we do? How can we talk it out so that it does feel really good to both of us? And that has been hands down the thing that I feel has moved our business forward in such a beautiful way. And it saved us time and energy, because, right, it's like, if one person were to just be like, okay, I guess let's just go for it, even though it's not a hell yes for both of us, we would end up having to do damage control. One of us would feel resentful, right? So there's so many other factors that come in that actually end up taking so much more time and energy. So if you're willing to slow down a little bit in order to speed up as a partnership, you will be unstoppable and seriously completely limitless. But it's that willingness to trust the slowing down.
Yes. and not even in partnerships.
Yeah, that's so true.
Also for yourself. I mean, for years I was like looking, or I just knew like I'm going to move forward and be successful when I find that partner that's going to lift me up and all of this. And that was my whole story. Not even true, because for me, I had to learn that I could be successful and like grow and do everything I want to do. And I don't need somebody with me to do it for me. It was kind of like I was looking for somebody to make sure it worked. So this is like, I just don't want people to get confused as like I'm trying to get them to be partners. But that said, if you have a partner, if you find somebody that totally resonates with you and it's a hell yes for both of you, then it is what is meant to be. And that's how you both operate. You both operate from that feeling of, is this the right thing for me to do right now? And if that's a yes for you, all you have to do is check in with your partner. If it's for them, then so your relationship is, I mean, your business is almost even more complex. There's some, I think there's pros and cons to both, like either being a solopreneur or a, what did you guys call yourself? A twopreneur?
I think that's what we said. Yeah.
That's a weird word.
Because there you have that person that is there to like check you. Like, are you sure? Or if you're having a really crappy day, you got that person right there. And if you're like gung-ho about something, you also have somebody that might be like, no. So I just want to say, like, grass is greener everywhere. Just water it,
For sure. And I will say, like, having your own business can be really, can we swear?
Oh, you already have.
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Oh, have we? I didn't even notice. Having your own business can be really fucking hard. Like, and use that F word as like, what is the word I'm looking for? Like a punch. What is it? There's a word. It's extra. It's extra. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah. So like it's entrepreneurship, and anybody out there who has their own business, they're sitting there nodding their heads. They're like, yeah, it is. And honestly, right? Like without a partner, without Kimi by my side the last 4 or 5 years, I don't know if I would be doing what I'm doing. I might be working for someone else. And for us to have each other, we never, ever, ever take that for granted. We know how amazing of a situation that we have. And rather than, hoarding each other, we've decided to pay it forward. And that's a really big, it's a part of the foundation of what we do now for entrepreneurs, is to create communities so that, so that we can be the other person for other people, and that we can meet other entrepreneurs. And, when you first start out also in a kind of like a group coaching or a community building sort of situation, you are taking on that leadership role, right? So people are coming to you, you do all the posting, right? People aren't necessarily engaging a whole lot until the group grows. Now it's so cool. Like we've been doing this for a few years, and we definitely spent a couple of years really just like talking to no one, it felt like. And now we wake up every day so grateful and so amazed at the community and the support that people have for each other in our Facebook groups, in our program. So it's not even us anymore, which is awesome. Like people are cheering each other on, and solopreneur to solopreneur, they are saying like, God, what you're doing is amazing. Keep going. People need this. There are referrals flying around. There's joint ventures, right? Which is kind of what you were sharing earlier about if you have a business and someone else has a business and you guys want to partner. You've done so much of that just in the groups alone. I can't imagine what you're doing beyond what we can see. And that is also a really powerful way to create supportive partnerships and to build those cheerleaders into your life without having an actual business partner becoming a part of your business. So yeah, super cool.
Yes, I want to respond to that, Pua, because I'm in those groups that you were talking about. I have taken their Broke Ass to Badass course, and I'm a graduate. And I highly recommend just get a call, because even if all you do is do that call, I mean, when I had mine, it was with Kimi, and I was just like expanded. My vision, my belief in myself, everything, trust in myself, all of that just totally expanded. Because the thing about Kimi and Pua is they're really in tune as well. As we were talking about, they're very much in tune with their own heart. Well, what happens when you get that in tune with yourself, which a lot of wayshowers are, is that when someone else comes to you with whatever, you're going to actually feel their energy, and not just you're going to hear their words, but you're going to feel what they actually mean. This is how both Kimi and Pua hold those calls. They're feeling you and energetically. And if
Oh
Our
my
calls
gosh,
are
an HR nightmare.
let me rephrase. They can sense your energy, and they truly can feel if you're committed and you have the vision and it's pure. It's really what you're looking to get. I mean, they teach you how to monetize your dreams. If it's all about money for you, they're going to know that, and it's probably not going to be the best fit, because they're not about just doing whatever it takes to get rich. They're about, let's monetize this vision that is going to make the world a better place for you, so you can keep doing it, and then the world is better place, and then more people can do it. It's so great. It expands forever.
Yay! That was beautiful. Thank you. We appreciate it. And you have been such an amazing part of this community, and you came in pretty early on, and people rave about you. And I don't know if you know this, but there are people who have joined our program who know about you. And when I mention you, this happens for you, it happens for Olivera, but there's just like a handful where you guys actually have a little bit of B2B fame going on, and people ask about you. And so, it's like something that people look forward to when they get to the graduate group. They see all these badass graduates that we've been talking about. And that's the next level of this community, right? Because B2B, we go through it. We have our community of people who we're going through the program with. And then as you graduate, there's this whole new, it's like, this is the community here. And then we're like walking up the stairs, and then we graduate. And then at the top of the stairs, there's this other new community of badasses on the next step of their journey. So I just want you to know that people are following you. They look up to you, and people want to do what you're doing. And I think that's true for many entrepreneurs, and we don't realize it because sometimes we're so deep in whatever challenge we're trying to figure out at the time. We forget that we've come so far, and that there are people who are a few steps behind us wondering how the hell did we get here, because they're having a hard time figuring it out. So celebrate yourself today, sister.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, I want to add to that too. So I remember our call. I remember I love these breakthrough calls that we do, and ours was, of course, it was one of my favorites. But really, what I loved so much about where you started in that first conversation, and we had many conversations too kind of around that time, to where you are now, it's been so magical to witness and to see you kind of sit there with it feeling almost like we like to call it like the swirl, like the sparkly swirl, where you have all of this energetically, like you have these ideas, these things, and you're like, you know what you're meant to do in this world. But it's almost like it can feel to our brain a little bit disjointed. Like I do this, but then I do this, and then I do this. And what I've seen and what we've seen for you happen for you over the past few months, especially, is all of that coming together into this beautiful business. And it I keep using my hands, and I realize this is an audio podcast, but it's like, that's what we see. So what we love to witness in our business, and why we love doing what we do, is seeing people come in exactly as you said, with that feeling, that sparkle, that light, and it feeling a little bit swirly. And as they sit down and say yes to themselves, it all comes together into this beautiful, really unique business that is just them, like totally their unique brilliance, which is what you've done. And so you're right. I really do want to highlight that absolutely we do not work with everyone. And that was something that we had to learn as entrepreneurs, right? As we started out, as most entrepreneurs do, it's like, okay, we just want to be like all things to everyone. And what we have really learned over the years through through our own experiences is that no, we know exactly who we're meant to work with. And it is those wayshowers, it is those people that are saying hell yes to their dreams and that are here to do big work in the world from a place of service, heart-led entrepreneurs. And the more that we have gotten clear about that, the more success our clients have seen, the more magic that we get to see people bring into the world. It's just been a really beautiful thing. So we certainly have come, said no to people that are like, yeah. So what do people want? What should I do? I think I want to have an online business, but like, I don't know. What do people like? We're like, that's not our job to tell you what people like. It's what lights you up, what excites you. And so thank you. Thank you for being somebody that has this beautiful passion and service to bring into the world, and somebody that has said hell yes to that, because it has been awe-inspiring. Is that a word? And just magical to witness. So we honor you, and just know that it is, it's been a joy to be a part of your journey.
Thank you. It's been a joy to have you. I don't want to say holding my hand, but have you to share with, look up to, and I don't know, too. and to just run ideas by you and then get feedback from you. It's like you said, you want to be either a Kimi or a Pua to other people, and really you are. And I want all the listeners to hear that, because it's true. What they've created, what Kimi and Pua have created in a Broadcast to Badass and in everything they do, they care so much about people, about their clients, about people who maybe have the breakthrough call and they don't work with. They care about literally everyone and all the animals. And you go through their program, you learn so much. It's 8 weeks, people. 8 weeks, and you're equipped with the tools necessary to create the structure for your dreams to become your career. And that is what happens. And then they also teach you those alignment principles of, does this feel right in my heart? Because when you follow that heart, which we talk about all the time on this podcast, when you follow that heart, things will start to open up. You're going to meet the people that are here to help you, that are here to connect with you, that are going to show you a little bit farther along the path or whatever it is. And I just want to mention, I think I've shared with the two of you, but I've developed now, and I have a pilot program going. The actual programs will start in probably January or February of 2019, but I have mastery intensives now. So this is where I get to say, okay, who am I working with and who am I not? Because the people that come for these mastery intensives are going to be here for themselves to get through whatever it is, or to generate whatever it is they're looking to generate. So a couple of examples are, of course, incomizing. My friend Olivera, who was recently on the podcast, made that word up and I love it. Incomizing their brilliance. So something that you do as well, in a different way though. There's going to be, and these are big, and I'm so excited, because you know how when you're a master at something, everybody is, because you've done it, you've been through it, and you're like, okay, I know how to do this. I'm an expert at this, man. But when you want to share that right away, it feels scary, because you're like, how are people going to take that? This is just a thing. This is a human condition, I think. So I left, I've quit jobs multiple times because I was following my heart. I got divorced because I was following my heart. I did all these things because I was following my heart. And it's like, yes, you're gonna give something up if you follow your heart. You're gonna give up the stuff that doesn't support your heart. And the heart is where the happy is. But anyhow, my vision is to create these mastery intensives for stepping out on your own, to have the confidence, the courage, and the trust that the finances, because it's always about freaking money, isn't it? I would do anything if I knew I'd be supported financially, but guess what? I've done things without knowing or without, thinking for sure, like I'm going to be financially supported, but I had a knowing in me, like one of those deeper knowings that I'm going to be fine. And then to really follow the heart, to really follow it and know everything is for you. So I went on a tangent.
Yay for tangents.
I did. So anyhow, I just wanted to let you two know, and the listeners, through your business, there's just so much that I've gotten out of B2B or Broadcast to Badass.
Awesome. We love hearing that.
I know, because it's the purpose of it. So how does working smarter, not harder work?
Working smarter, not harder is one of our favorite things to talk about. Absolutely. And as you know, being a graduate of our program, you know how we weave productivity and efficiency strategies all throughout our program, right? So we shared a little bit about our history being fitness trainers, and then we spent a lot of time doing productivity training. So specifically helping people to create more time and energy for what matters in their life, whatever that may be. So we spent a little bit of time like in corporate world helping people to create more time and energy for what lights them up. And what we found is, and what actually led us to moving more into serving entrepreneurs, was that not all, but many people were trying to create more time and energy for things outside of their job because they didn't like their job, right? So we're like helping people to like get through their work at their corporate job so that they could do what really lights them up. And we're like, God, that is not our mission here on this planet. We're not here to help people hate their jobs less and to create more time for like even like a side hustle. Like we love that people have side hustles, but we're here to help you take your side hustle and turn it into not a part-time dream, but a fucking full-time dream. Like that's really what lights us up. And you can tell the energy shift even when we begin talking about it. Sure, we can help people to create more time and energy and do all that. But man, when it's like, when we're helping you to create the business and the life of your dreams full time, so that it's not like something you reserve for after work or the weekends or vacation or retirement, that's really what we know we're meant to do here on this planet. So it's fun for us because we get to weave in all of the productivity strategies that we used in teaching all kinds of people and in corporate, and bring them in to support entrepreneurs through our program. So yes, we are all about working smarter, not harder, as one of our core principles of creating a beautiful, badass business. Because creating a beautiful, badass business does not mean that you're sitting at your computer pulling your hair out for 18 hours a day. That is not anybody's best life ever. That is not broke ass to badass. That is broke ass. And so for us, what we want to help people to do is figure out ways to leverage their gifts, leverage their time, leverage their energy in a way that they're creating businesses that give them exactly what they're dreaming of when most people start a business, right? More time freedom, more time with family, more time to just freaking do nothing and breathe. Like we're all hungry for more space, more white space in our life. So we work a little bit backwards with our clients, right? So we start instead with a big vision of what your ideal lifestyle would be like. What do you need in order to show up as your best self in whatever it is that you do? Do you need daily meditation? Do you need to be working 3 days a week only? Do you need to spend lots of time with family? Like, do you need to be working out, taking care of yourself? We start there and then build the business around there, instead of like, okay, let's hustle till we like freaking, hit this goal or that goal. And then, we'll create more time, more energy. Like we're like, that is not our model. We're all about starting you off working smarter now. So working smarter may be creating passive income streams. It may be leveraging outsourcing or automation or virtual assistants. It may be saying no. Like that's like one of the most badass ways to work smarter, not harder, is cutting out the non-essentials from your life. So it's learning the art of saying no. It's setting boundaries. It's all of that good stuff. But it all starts with getting really, really clear about what your ideal lifestyle looks and feels like for you.
So you take it from, you're doing it, my word is vibrationally. Instead of from your head, you're getting people to recognize what their vibrational state or their frequency is going to be when they have that. You're encouraging them, no, get that now, because that's what's going to attract the life that you're designing with them, or well, they're designing and you're just kind of their guide. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think especially because we work specifically with people that want to be online entrepreneurs, right? And moving their businesses online to create more freedom for themselves. And one of the biggest things we see in the beginning when it comes to online business building is that people feel like they have to be everywhere, right? Like, oh my gosh, I got to be on this and that, and what's Snapchat, and do I need to have Twitter? And it can feel really overwhelming, and that can add to that, like, I don't know how, so I'm not going to do it. That breaks our heart. We don't want anyone to feel like they have to be everywhere, because when you feel like you have to be everywhere, you end up wanting to be nowhere or ending up being nowhere, right? So we start again with a lot of that clarity work that we do in the beginning is getting super clear about who your people are, who you're meant to serve. All that clarity is going to help you to not be in all the places, just be in the right places for the people that you're meant to help in this world. So yeah, it's about easier. We're all about easier.
Totally. You did mention that you love and are passionate about social media for badasses and creating online business. We've talked a lot about that, but is there any additional thing either of you want to add about social media before we have to go?
Sure. Yeah. When we think about the word social media, first of all, it's really shifted and changed over the years, right? And it kind of just hit us out of the blue, like thinking about how all of a sudden now we are so connected and everybody has a platform. It's like everybody has their own television and radio station network now available to us. And so there's a lot of mixed feelings that we have. And especially we work with a lot of wayshowers that often feel energetically sensitive too, right? So things that can come up for us when we think about social media is, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming, right? Just from a tech standpoint, we can feel sometimes that it's like emotionally draining because it's a lot of energy out. There's stuff that comes up for us in terms of all of a sudden, like needing to be, all of a sudden we're much more visible. We're being seen by many more people, and the energetic drain that can come from that, and just some of the limiting beliefs that we have, and some of it brings up our shit, right? Social media can bring up our shit. And yet, on the flip side, social media is also a super powerful free tool that we have available to us to serve more people. So for us, social media for badasses is, it's about authenticity. It's about being able to reach and serve more people. We really stress with our clients and with ourselves really good boundaries when it comes to social media, and looking at social media as an opportunity to bust through the blocks that we might have when it comes to either being seen, having our true selves be seen, and or social media again is like one of the number one things that brings up the like, but I don't know how, right? All the stories, all the bullshit stories that we have about like, I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to do this. I can barely upload a picture to my phone. Like all these things come up for us. So it jazzes us up and like lights us up to coach people through all of that stickiness, because on the other side of it is so much freedom, so much power. And I guess the main message here is to remember that as you're moving into the online space, know that you are the boss of your social media. Social media is not this big, scary thing that is going to run you. You always have the choice, and you are at the helm. So you get to decide what your social media looks and feels like. So I want to give you a really tangible, great example of this. I was just on a coaching call with one of our B2B clients, and she was talking about this, feeling like so overwhelmed by being so connected to her social media all the time. And so what we worked on with her was to say, like, she's like, I just want to like unplug once a week. Can I do that? I was like, hell yeah, you can do that. And you can make that a part of your business culture. So like have unplug Sundays and share the rest of the week about unplugging. And then your whole community gets to understand why you're not online on Sundays. And you've taught them this beautiful lesson that they can bring into their own lives. It's a part of your culture. It's your business. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. So, yay.
I love it. And I might take that unplug idea and make it like in the middle of the week.
Do it.
Because I got my Spotlight Sundays and I don't want to give them up because they're so fun. I spotlight a wayshower every Sunday. But like on Wednesday, what if you just didn't do anything?
I like that. It's like, what if you just did nothing Wednesdays?
Yeah, it's a long title, but but I like it. It's the longest day name and it's going to be it's perfect. I would love for you to share how the Light of Conscience community members can find you beyond, of course, the Light of Conscience community, because you're both members in that group on Facebook.
Totally. So there's pretty much 3 places you can find us. Our website, BLEdigital.com, our podcast, Broadcast to Badass, and our Facebook group.
So go find them. They're so awesome, and you can learn so much from them, and you can sign up for a breakthrough call right now. You can talk to one of these 2 amazing human beings for a whole, how long are your calls?
30 minutes.
For a whole half an hour. And you will come away from that with expanded visions of who you are, of how you can be in the world. And you might even get a spot in their next Broadcast to Badass program opening. I don't know. I got to do that again. But the thing is, I can do it on my own after. But you might even get a spot in their next opening. And how do you want me to? When they open enrollment.
Yeah, when we open enrollment.
Yes. It's actually probably funny to just leave it as it is.
We love you. This is what we love about you, by the way. And I hope that everybody really, like, one of the biggest things that we coach all of our clients on that you are a master at is taking freaking badass, inspired, imperfect action. And really, you are a master at it. So I feel like, thank you. Thank you for giving the world permission. You're laughing as I tell you. But really, thank you for giving permission to the world to just fucking be themselves and just jump and do shit.
Yes, I am such a master of imperfection. Yes. But you know what?
Too.
It's okay. I love myself because of it.
You know what? Well, because there is no perfection. That's the biggest myth that's out there, right? It's like we all need to master imperfection because you can't master perfection.
I love how you turned that around. Oh man, you're my, yes. I would love to talk to you for another hour, of course.
Yes.
And I will talk to you again. So I'm excited. If you're listening and you want to talk to Kimi and Pua again, you know where to find them. It's all in the show notes too. And I just am so happy that you were both able to say an absolute yes to being on this podcast with me, because you're such joys and I'm such a collective joy. And thank you. I just can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing in the world and for showing up here today.
Oh, we love you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. This is just awesome.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us today in the Light of Conscience. I have made October the best month ever to join Club LC at the top tier, where you receive Reiki every single week. What does that do? It knocks out any of that icky energy you're not wanting anymore, and it fills you with the opportunity to receive light, love, and whatever is for your highest and best. Why is October the best month? Well, let me tell you why. It's my birthday. So if you join by my birthday, which is October 22nd, you will receive a free mantra, which also includes the English words bountiful, beautiful, bliss. So that's just a little hint. And if you stay in that top tier, it's only $54. You receive Reiki every single week and a lot more things. For 6 months, you are going to have the opportunity to receive your very own customized, where you and I meet up on Zoom. I have my guitar. We tune in to your essence and find the mantra that's going to be best for you. And then we find a melody that you love. That can be yours. It's easy. Find out more at bit.ly/club, capital L, capital C. LC is capitalized for 2 reasons. 1, it means light of conscience. And 2, conveniently as always, my name is Laura Christine. Don't know about